Alright, I'm gonna pretend I haven't seen this yet. Because this starts off as a 720p video. No, am I even saying that right? 720p. And it was windowed, and I kind of messed up my recording, but luckily they thought ahead of this and gave us full screen, the extra option to watch the video again. So I'm just gonna go ahead and say again, I wasn't expecting a I can't think. An opening song. It's all super anime now, and that's hilarious, and I love it. If you guys haven't heard about this game, it's Asagao Academy. Actually, not super familiar with why it got made, but it's definitely a dating sim where you get to date all the normal boots guys. And that's hilarious, amazing, and I'm all for it. And they went all out with this, which is pretty cool. And I have been kind of somewhat following what's been happening with the production. So I've been waiting for it, and it got released today. Well, not today for when you guys are watching this, but today for me, and I can't wait. I'm gonna play it. I'll play it. Let's watch the rest of this opening.
Asagao Academy, Normal Boots Club.
That's Jimmy! Alright. That's awesome. Let me see. Actually, let me go back to extra, because there's a CG gallery, a music room, and a scene picker. That's awesome. Alright, I'm not going to waste any time. Let's go right into this baby. We're going to date us some hidden boots? Oh my god, normal boots. Hidden block is in there, if you guys didn't notice, which is also awesome. Alright, let's go ahead and play. Chapter 1. Also, I'm so not giving her a girl voice, I can't do that. Also, this is my first time playing a game like this, so let's go for it. The train made its way along the gentle curve of the coast of Japan, whisking me farther and farther from home. Okay. Oh, I can save whenever I want. That is awesome. That makes doing an LP of this even better, everyone. How far I'm going to play this? Can't really say, because I don't know. I'll probably at least try to date them all and see what happens. I know there's 43 freaking endings. No auto. How do I... I can't go to preferences, but... Oh, okay, there's a diary. Okay. Current event, day 1. Tournament points. That's interesting. Dear diary, today's the day I finally go to Asagao Academy. I couldn't sleep at all last night. When Dad dropped me off at the train station, he held my hand and stroked my hair. You look like your mother did, he said. But he didn't elaborate. I miss Mom. I miss Dad. But hopefully this will be my fresh start. Alright, cool. I'm trying to do this without using the mouse, but I don't think... I don't wanna hit auto. No auto. Okay, screw it. Alright. Mouse time. I'm in control of the mouse. Across from me sat a boy, fast, face half buried in newspaper. He was deeply entranced in whether... Well, I cannot read, apparently. He was deeply entranced in whatever article he was reading, and hadn't spoken a single word to me, even when I asked if I could join him in the last compartment with any available space. He shrugged, nodded, adjusted his newspaper without ever making eye contact. It'd been almost an hour, in fact. He hadn't once looked at me. Sounds like something I do. Devoid of conversation, I took instead to counting the buttons on the pretentiously lush carmine seat cushions. 1, 2, 3, 21, 22, and so forth, over and over. Now and again, I turned to look out the window where the trees were blurring by. Sometimes the smeared green would break and reveal the quiet blue of the Sea of Japan. Eventually, this rapidity? It's not a word I use often. I don't think I've ever used that word. Anyway, eventually this rapidity made my stomach churn, and I went back to counting the buttons on the seat cushions. 1, 2, 3. Oh, that was it. Okay. Ooh, shit! Alright. The train compartment shuddered around us. My eyes wandered to the boy in his jacket. It wasn't the school-issued blue that I and the other students on the train were wearing. Instead, it was green, varsity-like jacket with an embroidered patch poorly sewn on the front. That's Jared? I mean, he's like... I'm gonna feel really bad if that's not Jared. I mean, it's gotta be the hair. I'm trying to think who like... That has to be Jared. I can't think of anyone else that could kind of resemble Jared when it's drawn like this. I mean, the hidden block guys could kind of get close, but... Yeah, no, this is totally Jared. You're a first year then. I'm also not going to try to give these guys voices. You know what they sound like, and if I try to mimic their voices, this is going to sound awful. He folded his newspaper neatly, set it in his lap, and looked at me with an half-interested gaze. Did he just catch me staring? Oh, you know it, baby. Now the paper was gone. I saw his face. He watched me through heavy-lidded eyes. His hair was immaculately groomed, his teeth straight and blindingly bright. There was something about him, the white light hit him, that made him look like he was almost sparkling. Me? He glanced around the compartment, empty beside us, and laughed. Oh, no, I'm not a first year. I'm a third year. The train began to slow, metal wheels groaning against the metal tracks. The sudden shift threatened to rob of whatever was left in my stomach, but I closed my eyes, took a deep breath, willing myself to keep it together. What kind of impression would I leave, puking on a student before I even arrived at the academy? The boy frowned. I picked at the hem of my cotton skirt. That's not possible. I've never seen you before. It took me a moment of mouth fishing to find a response. It's because I'm a transfer student? He laughed again. A transfer student, huh? We don't get many of those. I removed my acceptance letter from the front pocket of my uniform. The paper, heavy weight, off-white, had accumulated creases from my reading and rereading, as if the words might have changed since the last time I read it. The boy took it, studied it, then handed it back to me.
I'll see you around.
Well then, Hannah, I suppose I'll be seeing you around, as you just heard. He smiled at me as he picked up the suitcase lying next to him. By the time I hiccuped up a response, he was already gone from the compartment. I stared out into the empty hallway of the train. It was then that I realized he, having gotten it from the acceptance letter, knew my name, and I never got his. The train settled at the station. I filed out with the rest of the uniformed students. It was early April, and the last frost of winter had come and gone. The trees were already green, their leaves shivering in the occasional gust, weaving through them. The air was mild, only a few clouds hanging in the sky. I walked along the road with a swarm of blue-jacketed bodies, looking at the little groups breaking off from the crowd. Everyone was buzzing so animatedly around me. I held my suitcase tight in my sweaty hands. It was leather-bound and worth more than anything it contained. It wasn't far to the school, and I was, for maybe the first time in my life, thankful that what I owned didn't amount to much. A lot of dialogue, narrative dialogue. I was kind of expecting more conversation stuff, but this is cool. My school issued black Oxfords click, click, clicked on the pavement. I walked this walk over and over in my mind. So many nights I lay awake, imagining what it would be like to walk from the train station to Asagao Academy this first time. My new start. I always imagined that everything would change for me on this walk. That somehow everything would be magically different. But as I looked around, I realized nothing had changed. I hadn't changed. War has changed. By the time I reached the massive gate to the academy, I forgot all about the disappointment slouching in the back of my throat. The school, framed by the gate's twisting black metal, was just as beautiful as the glossy photos I saw in its pamphlets. This was it, Asagao Academy. I glanced around. The swarm of students gathered around the gate. Beyond it, tiny blue people bounced around the academy's main building. A girl pressed a button to one side of the gate. The excitement in the air was almost palpable. A few moments later, the black gate, with great effort, creaked outwards and cleared the pathway. As the rest of the group shifted into motion, I followed along, a sheep in the herd. My stomach tied itself into knots. The crowd split off in different directions. For a moment, I panicked. Hey, it's not a hidden block or the other guys. It's a totally original character. I'm assuming. A tired-looking man with graying hair called out for first years. A cluster of fresh-faced students gathering around him. Hey, look at that girl! I turned a few feet away. A small group of boys were pointing at me and snickering. All those assholes. Pink hair? Are you kidding me? How desperate can you get? Hot shame crawled down my neck. I attached myself to a group of girls, following a few steps behind them. In the distance, cicadas hummed in time to my shoes crunching against gravel. My hair. It wasn't my fault that my hair looked like this. Luckily, I found myself at the girls' dormitory, a large sign in the lawn reading Primrose House. The building dwarfed me in size and sheer intimidation. How many students did Asagao have? Hey, it's the other girl. As I approached the building, a red-headed girl lingering nearby caught my attention. I looked away, then looked back. She was staring at me. She walked over.
Oh, you must be my roommate!
That voice sounds really familiar. And since she said that, I'm not going to even bother repeating that. I eyed her warily. She was smiling and bouncing in a way that suggested her views on life were akin to a perpetual bouncy castle.
What?
That is not what you said. You said me?
Bingo.
Of course, you silly. Let me guess. Room 325? And you didn't say bingo. I thought back to the paper I received a month prior with a list of all the supplies I needed for the year and my dorm arrangements. Yeah, that's right. She laughed, but I couldn't figure out what was so funny. The fuck's so funny? Excuse me. Was she laughing at me? When I found out my roommate was a transfer student, I knew you were going to be a total main character. Oh, I'm sorry. Hey, what? Mm-hmm. When I saw you outside, I knew it was you. I mean, look at that hair. Of course, pink hair coming, come on. Of course. Main character syndrome. I felt the lump forming in my throat. What was she talking about? She had to be making fun of me. I hadn't spent more than 5 minutes on campus, and I was already being mocked. My hands began to tremble. I'm gonna punch the shit out of this bitch. Yeah. Is there something wrong with my hair? Her face slackened from its amused smile to a more worried expression. Then she began to laugh again. Swore I know that voice. Should I know that voice? Guys, should I know that voice? I feel like I should know that voice.
We're getting off on the wrong foot, aren't we? Oh gosh.
Oh, thanks for doing all the voice work for me. I don't have to do shit. Alright, I love
I'm
this.
Mai Sasaki. You must be Hana.
Mai Sasaki? You look nothing like a Japanese woman that would have such a Japanese name, but that's okay. It's all anime. So I'm all good at that. I'm a weeb. I love me some anime. I bowed my head.
Hello.
It's nice to meet you, Mai. Hold on. It's nice to meet you, Mai. I cannot get two voices straight. Right. All your school books are waiting in our room with your welcome letter, and I've read the envelope. I hope you're not mad. Mai started walking toward the dorm's front doors. I followed behind like a lost puppy. Did you check in the front desk already? No, I didn't. I didn't know I was supposed to. Good! They'll offer to have a staff member give you a tour of the campus, but I can show you around. We don't get many transfer students in year 3, you know. Oh, is that your only bag? Just the one? I'm glad I brought an extra bag of stuff to decorate our room with. I started already. I hope you don't mind. Shit. But I did wait to string the lights. I thought we could do it together, you know? She spoke quickly, the words bubbling from her mouth, and left me no time to answer until the end of her monologue. Yeah, okay, that sounds good. She held the front door open for me, and I hurried inside. Girls filed up and down the hallway, howling greetings and exchanging vague niceties that were, more often than not, "How was your break?" and "Look how tan you got." Killer tan. It seemed like everyone knew each other. I followed Mai as she led me through the maze of students and up 2 flights of stairs. Each dorm room looked the same as the last. Narrow, white doors lining both the sides of the pale pink walls. Thin gold numbers were tacked to the front of each, the numbers rising as we climbed. You're not missing anything with the campus tour, I promise. Mr. Saitomo does them every year, and he's like totally dull. He just drags you around the entire campus and totally talks in a weird squeaky voice of his. I'll tell you everything you need to know. I smiled, trying to let this calm my nerves. Thanks. We headed down a hallway on the 3rd floor. Mai stopped us in front of a door numbered 325. Here we are. A faint smell of potpourri wafted through the room. The walls, like the hallway, were a soft, powdery pink. Mai already defaced them with a tapestry of posters, magazine cutouts, and photographs. Some of the photos were of cats, but most were of male models and rugged musicians. That sounds weird to me for some reason. A bunk bed, 2 writing desks with wooden chairs, a small dresser, and a mirrored vanity, all clearly provided by the school, were the only pieces of furniture in the tiny room. The top bunk was already covered in neatly tucked blankets and throw pillows of clashing patterns and colors. The bottom bunk had a single stiff-looking pillow and a thin cotton blanket that I didn't need to touch to know was horribly itchy. I mustn't grimaced because Mai quickly smiled at me. Prepare myself. I brought way too many pillows and blankets. I always overpack. I went to Italy over break and Mom got really mad at me because I brought 5 bags, but we were there for a week. She laughed, pulled several blankets and pillows from her bunk, and rearranged them neatly on mine. A sudden twinge of guilt and embarrassment hit me.
Perfection.
There! That's much better! Thanks, Mai. I placed my suitcase on the bottom bunk, began to unpack its contents. Several changes of clothing, pens and pencils, empty notebooks, a few photographs of my father, a dilapidated stuffed bear, and an old portable radio in a small black box. Mai opened the curtains and the sunlight poured in. So, where are you from? Almost didn't catch that. I slid the now empty suitcase under the bottom bunk. About 2 hours north of here, it's a small town called Amaririsu. Amariru. Anyway, you probably haven't heard of it. I set the stuffed rabbit, Mr. Bunny, on my bed beside a purple and teal throw pillow. Oh. Did you go to a different boarding school, or...? No, I went to a public school down the street from my house. Public school? And apparently she says really. What was that like? Were the students mean? Did you have a lot of friends? I always went to the private schools, and my parents work a lot, and my dad goes overseas, and I think they stuck me here for a convenience. Oh, hey, what's up? What's that? I'd remove an ornately patterned origami crane from the black box and was setting it on the unclaimed writing desk. Oh, this? My mother made it for me a long time ago. I set it beside a stack of thick textbooks, which I assumed were provided for me.
Aww.
Wow, it's so pretty! I've never seen paper like that before. Oh yeah, the lights! Let me get them! Mai went over at her own desk, opened a drawer, pulled out a long, tangled string of fairy lights. I thought these would look nice. Here, help me string them up. She grabbed a container of pushpins, then pulled her wooden desk chair out and over to one wall. I did the same with my own. Together we pinned the lights around the perimeter of the room. How was the train ride over? Did you meet anyone? No, not really. I was in a compartment with some guy. With Pro Jared, hello.
What?
Some guy, huh? Was he cute? Yeah, I guess? I don't know. I wasn't really paying attention. I didn't even get his name. Man, messed up. Mai seemed disappointed for a moment, then perked back up. You have to point him out to me, if you see him again. Oh, okay. Once we finished stringing the lights, Mai climbed down from her chair and brushed her hands together triumphantly.
Yeah!
Done! Yeah! Just like this episode. So I'm gonna end it here. I don't know. Really, if I'm reading everything out loud, I don't know how long this is gonna be. But if you've seen this, if you're one of the creators, you have to see this. Thanks for watching. And comments. I don't know. I don't know what to say. I mean, there's no way the creator's gonna watch this, or any of the Normal Boots guys, or Hidden Blog. I don't. Anyway, I'm gonna keep continuing. Would you like me to not read so slow or something? Can I just give me some feedback? I'll let you guys know. I'm gonna continue playing this. I will date at least one guy, and I'm not gonna reveal it until I actually have to make the decision. So this is Firemac saying bye bye. See you next time.